Welcome to Steph's Box.
The children happy hour.
Yeah. Hey, you have kids, so now I can look like a groomer without, like guilt of association. Like if I had one of my trans friends on here, like we wouldn't be able to, make that joke because then there'd be Proud Boys on the front door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Proud.
But everybody, please welcome Mike Byrd. He is the, you said you were the 8th funniest guy in North Carolina last year.
I used to be a comedian. I was a comedian at one point.
Used to be. What happened?
That was before the VH1 interview that sunk my career.
Wait, VH1 still a thing?
My career sunk VH1.
Okay, so now that tracks. Yeah. No, honestly, one of the funniest fucking guys I know in town.
Thank you.
Been at it for a long time.
Yeah.
And, just, like, what I really wanted to bring on this podcast was some Mike Byrd energy. Because, like, there's nobody so, like, even-tempered and self-deprecating without that, okay, so to put it in context, I watched the Vice's new show, Dark Side of Comedy, premiere, which is covering the life of Chris Farley, right? And it's like, well, he had, like, so much struggles with his weight problems that he was, like, desperate for this need of attention, and that's why he was just always trying to please people and make them happy, and it's like, that's sad, and I'm sorry everybody for starting it off on such a bad note.
I'm like that. That's what I'm like.
No, I was trying to say that you're not.
No, I think I'm positive and pessimistic.
Right.
I'm both.
So realist.
And I'm in my outside of a few people in my life know my deep-seated rage. I'm a rager too.
Yeah.
I busted my knuckles on the basketball goal at the park because I punched it after I missed a shot.
What kind of shot were you like trying to dunk at? No,
I think I got blocked by someone much younger and much more athletic.
Well, see, that's. You're just capitulating to the whole stereotype of angry old man on the lawn.
I know. It's not, yeah. I twist my ankles a lot, so that makes me angry.
And then it makes you more angry that you're not, getting media coverage because you're not Tom Segura.
Didn't break anything. I would have.
Just for that spot in the limelight.
I might have a boxer's fracture without ever having boxed, so that would be...
What's a boxer's fracture?
Apparently it's like underneath your knuckle. You get like a hairline fracture from like impact on basically not punching a person. You punch like a wall or something stupid.
Shit, I probably have a lot of those because, I did do martial arts. Like we had to train like punching a 4x4 in a bucket of concrete wrapped in rope, just like full contact with our fists and our palms and our wrists and like our fingertips and I probably got all kinds of my fingers sound like broken glass all the time, and then I play music and
that sounds like a non-traditional training regimen right there.
No, that's very traditional.
Like it's this, then you help people change a tire. You're just driving down the highway.
No, see, that's American martial arts. Everything's lazier in America. Yeah. You go to Japan, and you have to die before you get a green belt.
Right. Yeah. Here.
Literally, you have to die and reincarnate, and come back and get to age 10. And then get beat up enough to not die that time, and then you get the green belt.
Right, yeah. At a minimum.
Right. That's Japanese karate versus American karate.
And you would know, because you have a walk.
Yeah, exactly.
That's legendary. You are a true connoisseur of the arts.
I've never cooked in it. You know where I got that wok? Should I grab it? Like, I'm gonna grab it. All right.
Oh, we'll play that too. What's that instrument that people always play that looks like a wok and it sounds like a wok and it walks like a dock?
It's a crocodile.
You know what I'm talking about though? It's like, it's like this but heavier.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's a viral thing, but it looks like this flipped upside down.
Yeah, it's called a hand pan or like a hang drum or a hand pan. There's variations. Yeah,
both of those things don't sound like what it is.
Exactly. Right. In Jamaica, they just called it, like buy a joint drum.
Yeah, steel drums inside out is.
They just called it, white people are in town. Let's get all of their money. I mean, like in South Florida, that's what it was.
Yeah, let's sell like stickers.
Tourist time. Let's play the steel drums.
Yeah.
Just like how in Cherokee territory they wear like long headdresses. Which I'm Cherokee. They don't wear. We don't like. Historically, there's no long headdresses. Those are the fucking dances with wolves' headdresses. But they fucking wear the headdresses in the tourist town and say, like, "Hey, give me money,"
Yeah. I was just watching something the other day that was saying, I didn't know this. Marlon, wait, what happened?
Let me get the gain up on you a little bit.
Oh, I'm too far away.
Yeah.
It's the torso. I have too long of a torso. Most people are sitting closer to the microphone when they're this close.
You do have a very epically long torso. Did you get that from your dad or your
I'm very
mom?
tall when I sit.
Right.
And that's just...
Yeah,
that's merch. That's going to be a t-shirt I sell. No, what was I saying? Oh, Marlon Brando. When he won the award for The Godfather, it was like the Native American Association... Some girl like accepted it for him.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like that was No,
I don't know if I was gonna be funny at some point, but then.
Well, no, it was part of it was part of a protest that was going on in oh shit now I'm echoing. Hey, audio problems. Marlon Brando's dead and fat and dead. Body like Native Americans.
Sinatra.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Same difference, right?
Sinatra? I barely know her. I mean, that's why I used to be a comedian.
Used to be.
When I was a comedian, oh boy.
He would wear this on his head. He'd put in those teeth and run around with chopsticks. It was so adorable.
Oh, yeah. That was some early 50s comedy for you.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, would you like to give everybody an example of your old act?
You'll have to look that up on VH1. That was the last interview that I did publicly as a Cambodian. And not as a Cambodian, as a comedian. Sorry. Yeah, at some point.
At some point. There's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Sometimes you draw lines between them.
Yes.
And then those are called lines.
I have a recurring dream right now where I'm in college.
Oh, God, you're going to make me listen to your dreams.
No, it's about this. But I have good grades in every class, but there's one class that I keep forgetting to go to. And it's one of those things where you wake up and you're like, that makes no logical sense. Like, I don't ever have to go to school again. But that feeling of like something needs to be done that I'm not doing.
Are you serious?
Is the worst.
Holy shit, that's... Okay, now, okay, jokes aside. This has been a long time running theme of my dreams where it's like most of my dreams throughout my life, it's like how get better at flying, like just like taking off from your feet, using the power of your thoughts, quieting your thoughts, moving by your intentions, and like that's just been a running progression, right? And then like the past like 2 years or so, it's like, okay, now I can fly at will. In fact, in all of my dreams, I just like hover over the ground like some weird like sci-fi wizard. Yeah, it's just
like Goku.
But now all of my dreams are like, okay, I'm lost, and a lot of times it's in like a university or maybe some big festival, and I'm like, or something like a business complex, like some consortium that, you know, is labyrinthine in its dimensions, and you know, and I'm like, I can zip around like, but I can't find what I'm looking for. And I don't know what I'm looking for, but I know it's really fucking important. And then I wake up, and then I smoke meth, and then I punch my boyfriend in the face, and then I get just...
And then you play the hanging chat.
I play the hanging chat.
Amen.
Amen.
No, yeah, I completely relate to that, because mine is one of two things. Since I've been doing comedy, one of the ones is... I'm supposed to be at a show and I can't get there in time.
Yeah.
And then I show up and it's over. And the same thing, because I played basketball and football in high school. Like, I can't find my helmet, so I don't get to play in the game.
Right.
Or I show up to the court without shorts on, and like the game's over anyways. Yeah.
Yeah. And then like you get to the show and they're like, "Oh, where are your pants?" And you're like, "Oh, son of a bitch. I was just focused on trying to, like, follow ways when in a traffic jam. And some homeless guy came out and, like, started punching on the window.
Yeah.
Because well, I'm not going to guess at that. There's a lot of reasons to be homeless. Especially in today's economy.
This has been NPR. What was I going to say? Oh, there's nothing better in the world than waking up from like dream like that, or like an overall nightmare, and just being like, okay, that was not real. This is real. But this isn't even really real.
Yeah. Well, that's basically every time I remember a dream, good or bad. If it's bad, I wake up and I'm like, well, I still want to watch it till the end.
Yeah.
It's like watching the Ozarks, you know. And yeah, and when it's good, it's like, well, I still want to watch to the end.
Yeah. Are you able to lucid dream? Since
that's the only way I dream.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Took a lot of work, like decades of work, focused effort.
Wow. I'm starting to recognize things like that. Like when I think that was yesterday or 2 days ago when I had another dream like that. And I was like, I just have to remember, like, I have I have my college degree. Like, I have it on my wall. Like, yeah. I don't have to do school anymore. Like, when I have this feeling, I need to know that, like, this is not.
Well, yeah,
I don't know what that is.
All it does is, like, once you realize that, you know, okay, this is a fictional space. Like the next, I mean, it's like, okay, well, I know I'm done with school, and then there's still part of the dream that it's like, well, this is a new school, and it's like, oh, well, that's a lot of other pressures now.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'll have dreams where I'm like floating around like some, you know, fucking brain-sucking squid person, Elithid, like just like. Not literally, you know. I'm just like feeling feminine for the first time, and it's like trying to find the core of the world's knowledge, and everybody along the way is like, "Oh, dude, you're going the wrong way." Like, "Oh, sorry, man. Like, you need to work on your makeup game." And it's like, "Hey, everybody at the school sucks. Like, I don't want to go to this school anymore." but there's something there at the. There's something that still drives you there. Like, sometimes I think it's math, and that'll keep me going on that loop for long enough. But I think it's the answer to everything.
Yeah, if I could lucid dream, I don't know what I would do all the time while I was asleep.
Jerk off.
Just have sex with celebrities?
No. Just jerk off. Yeah. No, I've had lucid dreams where it's like, oh, I don't feel like I have enough privacy. I'm not fantasizing about anybody else. I'm just gonna jerk off. Like that's my just my lucid dream.
In a limitless universe,
yeah,
with any possibility.
But the whole secret is like I'm gonna jerk off in a secret way where people don't know that I'm jerking off. But then the whole dream is like trying to bust the nut. And so it's just like the school, or it's just like the gig. It's like trying to get there and find a way to get there, and there's something that I really need to get to, but I can't get to it. And then you wake up, and
yeah, missing your horny opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, like Grindr exists, so it's like I could jerk off freely like anytime I want. So I don't know what the logging in that dream sequence is supposed to describe.
Someone needs to interpret all this.
Right. Oh wait, let's get a Cherokee person in here.
The Cherokee listen to a lot of music. Cherokee love elevator music.
Hey now.
All-Star? You gonna play All-Star? You gonna play Smash Mouth right now? Is this like am I insulting a traditional instrument? That would be my luck. You just were beating out a wok. Like, that's certainly not a thing. Is this? That I don't know how many cultures that was disrespectful to. It's probably more than one.
This is all an elaborate trap to trap you in your cishet white privilege.
Oh no! I keep forgetting I'm bad. I'm the bad one. Dang it! Oh man, every day I wake up and I forget it. Cis white male, original sin. That's me.
Hey, I don't know. If you've ever watched National, like if you're a fan of David Attenborough, you know that people with opposable thumbs have been like bashing each other and ripping each other apart since. Probably before we have had opposable thumbs, I'm guessing.
We're hitting each other with flippers.
Right. Like...
Swimming on his...
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
the Nemo slap.
Yeah, like, how whales and dolphins used to live on land, and then they went back into the water. That's why they still have toes and fingers in their flippers. So they came on land, and we're like, okay, well, I don't like having to live in two-dimensional space, but I like all this toxic, I like just, it's kill or be killed. Well, what are you doing? Yeah, but now we know what the sky looks like. Let's go fuck them up. All right, Dante. Let's go swimming back in.
What is Dante? Is Dante?
He's a blue whale.
Oh,
He's a blue whale. Like, I don't know.
Blue whales are very apathetic sounding.
Right.
I guess I don't live in 3D anymore.
Dante's just like, I like swimming.
It is very dull to be on ground.
Flipper is like, I need more bitches, and I don't want to have to run after them.
Certainly.
Yeah.
It is very, we have the most basic medium to walk across. Like, we live on land. We can only move side to side.
That's what we're raised to think.
Yeah, but in water, they can do any. They got the freaking Wonkavator down there, dude.
With even more pedophilia and child death. Like, where did he take Johnny at the end of the movie? Where did he take him?
Yeah, did they ever show you where all the children went? Or are they just gone?
No, they're dead.
They're Oompa Loompas. That's the American Horror Story twist. That's the Loompas, dude.
It's, it's just capitalism in a nutshell. And it's capitalism with extra steps. Like, hey, we got a prize coming to the radio show. Caller number 666 with the phrase, I want to eat chocolate till I die. Then you get that all expensive paid trip to, Palm Beach, Florida, and Oompa Loompa.
All the Oompa Loompas got golden tickets in their back pockets. That's
Do you think
what nobody knows? That's the dirty secret.
Do you think Wonka touched them?
I don't know. Why are they orange?
Yeah. Like,
is that what jaundice turns into if you only eat chocolate?
Well, I don't know. Like now, like I'm following loose association logic. It's like,
right.
Well, Palm Beach is where the kids go for Oompa Loompa-fication, right? And we know that Epstein and Trump had their mansions in Palm Beach. Also, I was born there, but that's not an association thing. Mm-hmm. That's why I left.
I didn't know Epstein had Cherokee in him.
He doesn't. Or didn't. It's a moot point now. I'm just saying, like, South Florida sucks. Fuck you, Florida.
Florida.
Yeah. Florida! I wasted 14 years of my life trying to run away from the meth gators.
It's sticky down there. You can't run through swamp.
Right. You are swimming. That's where the transition took place. The dolphins and the whales are like, fuck Florida, I'm going back into the ocean.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You can't swim through marsh. And you can't march through swims. Damn it, I thought we had something. Sometimes I start a sentence hoping someone else will do the rest.
Yeah, no, I heard it. I was about to run.
We almost had the slogan.
I was about to say like wait, march through the Everglades. Wait, no, I don't know. There's a lot, yeah, but march, and I don't know.
They got damn dinosaurs down there. The gators.
Oh, I thought you were talking about retired New Yorkers.
You know what gators like to eat for snacks?
Retired New Yorkers.
That would be better, but hot dogs and marshmallows. That's what they liked in Louisiana when we went on our fan boat tour.
Again, I don't see how we're having a disagreement here.
We're agreeing on two separate pages.
Yeah. Hot dogs and marshmallows.
Right.
Retired New Yorkers. Right? I don't
they
see
do,
what
they
the point...
do look like hot dogs with marshmallows on top.
I don't...
If you squint your eyes and look at the beach in Miami.
Yeah, see, I don't understand what this point of contention is, Michael. Right?
Or if you flip them over. Because they normally have on white pants, but they do look like a hot dog on top.
Are you trying to say that Louisiana is more trashy than Florida?
It smells.
Like crawdads and shame.
Have you ever had a crawdad? It's a waste. You break it open and it's like fluid. There's nothing in there.
You just gotta suck the head.
Yeah, suck what? It's juice.
Right.
Drink the juice out of the bowl. Have you ever had snails? Caracoles is what they call them in Spain.
I would eat them, but they're just so cute. Like I will watch them all day when I sit on my patio and I've got nothing better to do. And I'm not even exaggerating. I mean, they're just so cute. It's like
when you lick a toad. Is that what you're thinking of?
No. With a toad, you have to like squeeze a specific gland and like harvest it, and then you've got to crystallize it and smoke it out of a crack pipe if you're gonna smoke MEO DMT
or just a light bulb. Right?
Well, see, that's trashy. See, now we figured it out. Louisiana is trashier than Florida. They use light bulbs. I will go to an establishment.
I wish I was from further south so that I could have more to me.
More to you?
Yes.
Do you need more to you?
I'm middle of the road. I'm in the center of the country in North Carolina where I'm from. And I'm from a beach town, so I'm muddled in with all the Yanks. You know?
Well, no, that's what South Florida is. Like, that's God's waiting room. That's where Jews go to die. That's where I was born and
Jews have been taking a lot of places to die. It's not the only place Jews die.
No, I know, but in
unfortunately,
right? No, but on the eastern seaboard. Well, I'll put it that way. Like this.
The Eastern Cyborg.
The Eastern Cyborg. No. I mean, I could say that I'm like fourth generation. I grew up in South Florida's you know, I had my 4th birthday at Burt Reynolds Theater. Like, Tom DeLuise was there, you know. Like, I grew up around, you know, like, all these, like, burgeoning Hollywood actors. And that's why I don't get starstruck, except for meteorites. And, you know. do you want to...
Oh, I stuck my finger in the hole. That's not what you're supposed to do at all, is it? I accidentally penetrated the... What is this thing called? Phalange?
Kalimba.
Oh.
It's not even mine, but I've been using it on the show since episode 1.
I fingered someone else's hole?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Oh, dear. Oh, alligator.
Shit. I'm sorry.
What solar system is this? Ours? Is this the pictures that they just had on the internet?
No, that's a picture that was taken from my home world of Earth's region of space. So this was taken from Zeta Reticuli 2, about 38.5 light years away from the solar system. And
That's a bear?
At,
There's a bear. You see the bear's face? And then this is a ghost. that would be the best to go on, like, Neil deGrasse Tyson's show and be like, so why is there a bear? He's just, like, talking about, and then this is a gas giant, and this cluster here, that's a nebula. I'm like, what about that ghost?
Yeah, we're just going to have a deep, thoughtful discussion about Rorschach tests.
That's a bear the size of God. Oh, no.
That one looks like your mom last night.
Oh, dear.
It's the Hamster Cannon Nebula.
No, wasn't there? Didn't they just take, not too long ago, they had those pictures from the satellite that's gone the farthest or whatever?
That was Voyager 1.
Okie dokie. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the one with the gold plate that Carl Sagan, like, collaborated with a bunch of scientists.
Is that where they just got the pictures from it?
Voyager 1 is the farthest probe that's in intergalactic space. Voyager 1 is launched 74 or 6. I need a fucking producer. If anybody wants to come be my goddamn producer, so somebody can, like, Google things and I don't have to have unnecessary outbursts. Yeah.
I bet if you put this in there, it sounds even cooler.
Let's do it.
Dude, it's double! I should be the producer. Look at that.
Yay, acoustics. Okay, make this thing Google.
Make it Google?
Yeah. Find out when did Voyager... Oh, wait. Hey, Siri, when did Voyager 1 space probe launch into interstellar space?
That was way too many words. Siri's going to lose it.
You need to unlock your phone first. Siri, when did Voyager 1 space probe launch into interstellar space? 1977.
It was in 1977? Well, that stuff does a great job of making you think that everything you have going on is useless. Whenever they're like, you see these stars? Each one of them could possibly have a planet. And all of those could support life.
They do.
Life.
Life is just a life multiplied by
Is this what you were saying you're going to do your
times.
exercise on? The
Wii
board?
The Wii Fit board, yeah.
Have you done the candle thing on there?
What's that?
You have to, like, sit with each butt cheek on, like, the steps, and if you move, the candle goes out. So you're like it's like meditation, but
Oh, that's how you
it's
make
meditation, but with video games.
That's how you make that shit clap.
That's how you throw that ass in a circle.
Right. Oh, Mike Byrd be turning heads. Bitches be eating potato wedge.
It's really a shame that none of the animals from Australia were able to make it out to other parts of the world.
Do you know
all
what
died.
koalas? There's a reason why
Washington?
Koala
We should
Washington.
move them all there.
Yeah. Like, move all the Washingtonians into Australia so that they can die in a wildfire. Or maybe breed with the local koalans. I'm sorry, the people that pay
Koalawana?
This is absolutely the drunkest I've been since I've been doing this show. So,
Are you serious?
Yeah. No, I started doing this show like not drinking at all. So yeah, you get to see.
This is
the
like one of
downward spiral.
5 beers that I'll have this month.
Yeah, no, it's I don't know. It peaks for a little bit and then it goes away. Just depends on how capable I feel of dealing with emotional events in my life.
Well, I think the koala's got a bad rap for having syphilis or whatever.
No, they're fucking morons. Their brains are smooth. They can't even recognize eucalyptus as food. It's the only thing they eat. And if you pull a eucalyptus,
are smooth.
They are. I'm not even exaggerating. Google it, right? And if you pull a eucalyptus leaf, which is the only food they eat, which is like highly toxic and hard to digest. That's mostly what they spend their time doing is digesting and raping. That's all they do. And if you hold
what a life.
Right.
What a life. Just a bunch of raping and digesting.
Right. You're regretting having kids in a family now. Yeah. Yeah, now you're regretting having a kid. You should have used prophylactics while they're still legal.
I mean, they just need to get better PR because I know there's other creatures that have STD outbreaks and none of them are getting that much recognition.
They don't understand that it's food in front of them.
Brains.
They don't understand it's food. If you hold the food in front of them, if it's not attached to the tree,
so why are they
can't
alive?
Make the logical. I don't fucking know, because they live in a place where they don't have to do anything except for sit on a tree and munch leaves and rape bitches.
Is it
like all they?
Is it like a panda situation where like
it's Australia? It's Australia. I mean,
I know that. Yeah, I know they're not in the same place, but like pandas wouldn't exist because they won't have sex with each other. And
well, they just won't have sex in front of people, right? You know? I mean, that's
not. Was it voyeuristic?
Yeah, no, and I think that's a little uptight, you know. But I mean, you're in China, so everybody, like the government's, the government's watching you have sex all the time. So pandas need to, step up with their progressive ideology.
What is Panda Express?
That is a food chain that exploits pandas. And,
is it Chinese?
No.
It's not?
No.
What is the type of food? I said this the other night, and Amy was like, that's not whatever I said it was.
No.
I said it was Japanese, and it's Chinese, or I said it's Chinese, and it is Japanese.
I'll give you an example. The first time
It's for smooth brains.
This is for koalas. Only koalas eat at Panda Express.
So wait, if your brain's really wrinkly, does that make you a smart?
Well, it just means, like, you have a denser hard drive, Just more layers of
If your brain looks like a scrote bag, you're a fucking genius.
Hell yeah.
If it looks like an egg, that's bad. Yeah. That's bad news. You got koala brain.
You're an evolutionary dead end.
You're a singed end of a rope that won't be tied.
So maybe just good for sailors before they go out of port.
Yes. Well said.
I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. But yeah, Panda Express. The first time I went to one, I never heard of one until I moved to Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, oh, it's like this great like fast food Chinese food. And I'm like, oh, I love Chinese food. Ni hui chong hi tian chong hua.
That's what I said. That was some of my first words. People don't know that about me.
Yeah. 看你吗?
Yeah. I'm always saying Kamehameha and smooth brains.
Well, see, like, if anybody wants to look it up, I'm speaking actual Chinese, and he's quoting Japanese anime, so...
VH1?
But hopefully Marv. Let's go with Marv.
It's me, Marv.
Your mustache throws me off. Like,
look, where did that creature come from?
Oh no, I think you poked the hole.
It's walking on the walk.
You poked the hole.
Walk, walk.
Your mustache throws me off. See, like, I have trouble with, like, facial recognition, you know.
Really?
Yeah, because of the autism. Like, dude, like, you know how many times I've seen Matt Milner, like, change his, like, facial hair, and he'll, like, talk to me, and I'm like, oh, hey, have we met before? And he's like, Steph, it's me! And I'm like, oh.
It must not just be you. I was eating tacos yesterday, and somebody came in that I owe money to, and didn't recognize me. I kept my face in the nachos.
That's the plan.
Yes.
That is your dietary exercise plan. Just like that person thinks I owe him money, face in the nachos. Fuck you, IRS.
Oh,
You're
man.
never gonna catch me.
My hair is styled with pizza grease tonight.
I thought it was Soul Glow.
Soul Glow? What is that? Afro Sheen?
No, Soul Glow. Soul Glow.
I'm a dapper Dan man, damn it.
I just use a little bit of spit in my boyfriend's cum.
Protein shake.
That's what I'm coming to America. Like the first one, the Soul Glow. Like yeah. You ever see that movie? Eddie
Coming
Murphy?
to America? Yeah, yes, that one I did see. Beverly Hills Cop, I'm not as up on. I actually didn't watch a whole lot of the specials, but have you seen Eddie Murphy said some very inappropriate things before he was in the clumps.
Before he was a children's entertainer?
Before he gave an Academy Award-winning performance as Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, do you know why? Like, I was actually, I was out there. I think it was out there when it happened. Like, the controversy was that he got caught getting a blowjob from a transgender prostitute off of Hollywood Strip.
Somebody had a joke.
That story got scrubbed real fast, but I was there for that 1 day, 2 days. It was the 1 week news cycle. Boom! Eddie Murphy. And of course they used all like the most horrific, insensitive language for the disenfranchised sex worker that had no better option to, suck on a Hollywood elite's penis in exchange for money just to be able to go down to the Chick-fil-A to get, get a, mediocre chicken sandwich from some people that wished her to go to hell, right? Like, so, the story wasn't about her. It was about Eddie Murphy. He was disgraced. He was disgraced. He was disgraced.
Jealous?
A little bit. I would have. I would have.
You said Chick-fil-A is mediocre. You're so jealous.
No. It's. I don't like to talk about it. Let's change this. No, but no. Like, of course I would have taken Eddie Murphy's. I wouldn't have even needed money from Eddie Murphy. It was like the height of his career. I mean, I was already street walking, Sepulveda, getting like, cups full of ice chucked at my head while I'm just trying to look fabulous. Like, why wouldn't I want a leg up? Especially like from a three-legged man like Eddie Murphy.
Right.
Just like tripoding his way through reality, like unable to come to grips with, his
Grip to comes.
Grip to comes. There we go. Yeah, unable to. Well, that's why it was hands free. That's why he paid somebody else to do it for him. And it's just like, I mean, I don't think Eddie Murphy's career should have. I'm just gonna skip ahead. Like I'm just skipping ahead. Just power through. It's like 95% of all of my live performances. Feel quite at home here.
Oh, yeah. Did I tell you?
No, but hold on, wait. I gotta finish. I don't think his career should have been downgraded. I don't think he should have been blacklisted. I think the hooker should have been elevated.
She
right?
should be
I
a
think
comic.
she should have had her own movie. Right? She should have done the Clumps instead of Eddie Murphy doing the Clumps.
She could have been the hooker girl in Coming to America. Does that timeline work out? No, it doesn't.
They made a sequel like Coming to America. I was half hoping, because I didn't watch it, I was half hoping that it was that hooker that was like coming to
Gripping the cums.
in America. Although it's in Africa, because I don't know, you got to change details when you're making a sequel, otherwise it's the same movie.
Yep.
You know that, Mike.
In my filmmaking experience, that has rang true.
Right.
In the
Filmmaking experience, like you sitting on top of your wife doesn't count as filmmaking experience.
Babysitting.
Babysitting. Right. Okay, I'm sorry, I misspoke. I don't know anything about anything.
Well,
No.
Well, I have no idea the through line of anything that we've talked about. I lose it every time. I can't keep up. Well, when I used to be a comedian, I used to be way better at this.
Way better than what? What is your standard?
My standard?
Right. What makes a good comedian to you?
I'd say I go American cheese. And then if you can get ghee, which is like clarified butter, that's great.
I thought ghee was like my kung fu outfit when I was a kid.
Oh, that's true. Maybe that is it. What am I thinking of? What's the better version of butter?
You got to get chicken and you got to like wrap it in a black belt.
Yes. Bologna and sourdough if you can get it.
All right. So like a bitter New York Jew who's full of shit that
a nice marshmallow hot dog.
Marshmallow hot dog. That's what makes a good comedian. You heard it here, straight from Mike Byrd.
Got to reinvent yourself.
Right.
That's why I have a mustache and long hair now.
Long hair.
This is why I let myself go.
Let yourself go. Like, I thought the mustache, I thought you were trying to like look more responsible.
No.
It's ironically
opposite effect. It has the opposite effect. I'm European.
See, like, that's the thing. Mustaches confuse me a lot because in the 80s they told us if a guy has a mustache, don't talk to him.
Really?
Don't eat his candy.
I thought that was, I thought the 80s that was like peak mustache era. It's coming back around.
Right, and it disturbs me. It makes me very, very, very uncomfortable.
Makes me want to lucid masturbate.
Right. It's like, am I supposed to sit on that mustache? I mean, They told me like that I shouldn't take their candy, but they also told me that if I work hard and study, that I'd have a white picket fence and a family. So I don't know if I can trust everything that
Pretty close.
Those boomers.
There's a picket fence in the backyard, but there was a mouse on it.
There was mouse.
There was Mises.
There were Mises riddled with gonorrhea.
That's true. It's running through the Mies population right about now.
Yeah, when you pointed him out, like the mouse saw you point at him. Like he looked straight at me. He like frothed at the mouth, and I was like, "Yeah, Mike. I'm not responsible for the woods behind my house. Like."
But as a native, you should be responsible for the land.
A native to where? From San Fernando Valley.
The plains of Wilmington.
The plains of Wilmington. Like, I don't know. I'm from Earth. I know I'm from Earth. I'm native.
No.
I'm native to
You're from that. You're from the bear. If you look at that bear, that's you.
Stop.
I'm a ghost. I'm over there.
Stop trying to blow my cover, Mike. Come on, I thought we were cool.
What is this? Oh, that's just a...
Bed bugs.
No, it's a freaking thumbtack. I was like, that sort of looks sketchy as hell.
Yeah. Bed bugs.
That's probably pretty close. We can make that there in not too long of a drive.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at 146,000 miles per second, you can make it there in 38 years.
Was that light speed?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what freaks me out sometimes is switching my brain into thinking that instead of, you know how people used to think the Earth is flat.
Yeah.
We kind of operate in that perspective. So if you're like driving somewhere, but if I'm on the highway, sometimes I'll be like, we're not actually flat. Actually, right now, we could be upside down, and there is no up and down. Being held onto the ball.
Right.
So then I think about, like, gravity turning off. That's a scary thought. That's a good dream for your next lucid dream. Everybody has gravity off. And you try and grab something, and then nothing stays.
Well, what do you think happens after you die?
Probably just...
The gravity turns off.
Enough privacy to masturbate, if I had to guess.
In zero gravity, right?
Zero gravity.
It's like that's the American dream if you boil it down to it. You know, like, I just want to be an astronaut so I can go to space and rub one out.
Gripping the comes.
For America.
For the Kraft singles of America.
Right. And the tang.
Dude, that would be a good one. A speed dating night called Kraft Singles, and it's just a bunch of basic white Americans.
Right.
Like I like it.
So
my favorite.
you've gotta like sit down and cover your like basic introductory conversation over the course of how long it takes you to finish this one like Kraft single slice. It was like, yeah, so I was born in Albany. I like dogs.
Dude, it sticks to your teeth.
Yeah.
And then you write your phone number on the piece of plastic.
Hey, the sticking to the teeth things, you know, that's how you know who is okay with the really dirty oral sex.
Right.
I mean, that can like really.
You could use that as a what's it called?
Litmus test.
What's the opposite of a condom? A diaphragm? Is that a thing? You could use the Kraft Singles
plastic. I'm gonna sing from the diaphragm.
What am I thinking of?
No, it is called that though.
Oh, it is too?
Yeah.
Sometimes things mean two things.
Sometimes they don't mean anything.
You know what I did last night? The stupidest injury? I used to have a really dumb joke. And it was, I don't even know, it never really happened for very long. But all it was, this is my impression of a thumb giving the finger.
I saw you do that one. That shit cracked me up.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But I have like a pile of just old set lists on my bedside table. And this one was like, you know how if you open a drawer, there's like a space under the drawer where stuff will fall out? I fished this out of there. It's been sitting on my nightstand, and I was like, babe, what do you think of this joke? Went next to Amy, and then I went to do it, but I was already laying down on a pillow, and I fucking strained my neck from trying to do double chins. It was the dumbest thing ever. God, it hurt. I think
workers'
I
comp.
Slipped a
That's a workers' comp claim. You were on the job.
I was.
You were on the job.
I do work from home. I wonder if I could claim that.
Yeah. Call HR.
I still need to call the home insurance people because lightning struck my house and blew up my TV.
I would say that that's a positive act from God.
No.
And I would, on the rare occasions that God says, you need to write more and love your family more.
Yeah, but when
normally, if you're a schlub like me without shit to do on a regular basis, that's a tragedy. But when you got a bunch of irons in the fire, TV's the last thing you need. So, hail Satan.
Yeah, I do need a new TV whenever it's Game of Thrones finale. Or a season opener. What's the opposite of a finale? Diaphragm?
Yeah. The opposite of an opening is cement. Liquid cement is the opposite of an opening.
Yeah, that's when you want to spackle your butt crack.
Right. Nepotism.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of an opening.
Yes. Oh. We could have a long conversation about that.
Your mom's butthole, opposite of an opening.
Wow.
Oh yeah, nepotism. That I mean, if you have something to say, like,
No, I was just thinking how it sounds like Neptune, and that was my favorite character in Little Mermaid.
oh really?
Yeah.
Aliens told me how to write a song based off planetary frequencies, and my favorite song off that album is Neptune. Would you like to hear it?
What?
Yeah. Tell me about the nepotism, though.
I have.
You're moving out of this town. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody's booking you, Mike. Nobody fucking cares.
I used to be a comedian.
He used to be a comedian.
I used to be. No, I'm gonna be at the North Carolina Comedy Festival.
Oh.
On Tuesday.
Oh,
and
no
my
shit.
headshot looks nothing like me now, so that'll be fun. It's in Greensboro on a Tuesday night, so I'm going to be driving up and maybe crashing up there and working from somebody's house and then driving back.
I remember that festival. I applied to that festival.
Don't even get me started. I have no idea how they chose people to go in that thing. Some of the names I recognize, some of the names I don't recognize, some of the names I recognize and I shouldn't recognize.
We're not about gossip in this house. This is all about good vibes.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Sometimes you're the bear and sometimes you're the ghost.
Fuck your mom.
Not mine.
Fuck all your moms.
Walk this way.
Talk this way.
Do y'all have a gas?
This is Neptune.
What is it? Is
Neptune. Aliens told me how to make music the way they make music.
that looks like a radar of a storm.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they told me to do it based off of the frequencies extracted from cosmic radiation colliding with planetary atmospheres. And so NASA has all those waveforms and shit. So like we went through and broke down those waveforms into musical tunings. So. Fuck you, Earth. It's all about Zeta Reticuli.
I think I made a Zeta Reticuli whenever we learned about the cell in science class.
Oh, did you have to go to the nurse's office?
No, we used nerd rope.
What's nerd rope?
Nerd's rope?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Twizzler with nerds stuck to it.
That's a thing?
And it apparently is the powerhouse of the cell.
I thought that was the endoplasmic reticulum.
Yes, this song, I think.
See, like you're oh yeah. Yeah, aliens know how to drop a beat. Yeah, so that's interesting. We're about we're like in one of those weird generation like borderlands, right? Because you were class of what?
What, for high school?
Yeah.
2009.
Right. So that's a 10-year gap, and that's big. You're like, well, yeah, jocks used to pick on us and make fun of us, and like, okay, well, they weren't like punching you in the back of the head every day and slamming you into lockers and trying to
I was a jock.
You were a jock.
Yeah,
right.
I played football and basketball and threw shot put and discus.
Okay, you don't get to hear my alien song anymore. Get out. Get out.
What does the two hammers mean? Does this mean you support Russia?
Oh, this isn't my table.
Okay.
I don't own most of the things around me. No, it's Mark's table, and he said it was like some punk band or something. I don't know. It's probably racist as fuck, and I hope nobody.
What was it about punk bands where like every third one was like, full on Aryan as hell.
Right. Yeah, and it's like, but then I don't get why you want to continue the aesthetic, because like later it was like, oh yeah, we wear suspenders and shave our heads, but we're anti-racism. We actually go to those shows and we beat up the skinheads, and it's like,
how do you know who's who?
Yeah, why do you want to look like them? And it's like, well, I mean, I guess like there's little accoutrement and symbols and all.
Patches.
Like, anytime you start making symbols and patches and flags and organizing, that's when you're untrustworthy to make your own decisions. I feel.
Doc Martens. Who was Doc Martin?
A guy who made like way overpriced boots that fall apart in too short of a time. Yeah.
I need some boots, but not some that fall apart.
Now get demonias if you want to look cool.
I don't want pneumonia. I already have long haul COVID.
Right. Demonia. It's like ammonia, but with demons.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you can't breathe good?
No. You can fly like a demon.
You get
through
lung
the
fluid
air.
and leather boots.
Right. Fly like a demon, like you don't give a care. Yeah.
I think that's the Eagles.
No. Fly like a demon. That's Demonia. That's their, advertising theme song slogan.
A company called Demonia has advertisements.
Yeah. No, they are a real company based out of the UK though. Like they make badass, like, whenever you see like really tricked out goth boots in the clubs and shit, that's the Demonia usually. Yeah.
Damn, that's a good niche you get into.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you don't have some crazy business that you run.
My problem is that I have too many ideas.
That's the difference in between Coke and meth. You would have 10 businesses if you were big into Coke.
Well, but the thing is, like, see, Coke is a catch-22 because, like, Coke, like, is a drug that you get addicted to once you have money, right? And then, and that's how that gets you into more popular circles, affluent circles, because it's like, hey, look, I have the money to offer people Coke in the bathroom, and then that's when I invite them to my podcast,
Yeah.
And it's like. And they're like, oh shit, this is a wheeler and dealer. They got the money to invest in cocaine. Well, obviously they're a brilliant entertainer. So I'm gonna give them some time of day, and then you're gonna make a lot of money, and then get a lot of cocaine, and then what?
Marijuana, probably.
Right. Cocaine is a gateway drug to marijuana.
If marijuana is marinara sauce, what is the garlic sauce?
Shrooms.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Shrooms are the garlic. Shrooms are the garlic and the shrooms, right?
Shrooms would go great with garlic butter, actually.
Yeah. You see how quick I answered that question? Like,
yeah, that was that's in your profile.
No, I mean, yeah, like, I mean, I'm a psychonaut before I'm a chef, but I like to do the latter too.
I'm a psychonaut.
I'm a psycho not. I am on my cycle. Not.
Yeah. How did you guys get that blue light up there? That's so high.
Oh, fucking Mark is like a spider monkey. No, seriously, like he doesn't like. I mean, he's like at me. He's never at rest. He's always got ideas, and he's just always paying attention to shit. It's like, well, I gotta do something, and I'd rather do something than nothing. Okay, I'd rather do something than nothing. Okay.
That's a sauté right there.
It is. That's spicy.
An sauté.
It's muy caliente. That's the song that I'm gonna call it. Because I'm recording all of this, so it's like performance art, like existential, like just vibe with the vibe, man.
Muy caliendo.
Right. Muy caliendo.
Oh.
Sábado Domingo.
Isn't that the big Spanish show?
I think it's the network, like one of the big.
No,
like,
one of the shows is called Salvador Gigante.
Yeah. Me sorprende sombrero gigantes.
I spoke Spanish for a long time.
Yeah, no, I live in the valley. I don't know. Mi español es muy bien, pero comprende poquito más.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. But I have my first degree was in Spanish.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I've studied abroad in Spain and everything, but.
Tell me your funniest joke in Spanish.
I don't know any jokes in Spanish. I knew how to do one Eminem song.
Translate one of your...
I did one Eminem song in English in front of people who spoke Spanish, so they were way more impressed.
No. Okay, come on. You can't go around talking about degrees that you have if you can't translate.
I was not fluent when I was there. By the time I left, I was pretty much fluent, but when you don't use it, it goes away.
No, I know. I mean, I was fluent in Chinese and...
That's crazy.
Like I got up to like a 5th grade conversational level.
So you're like, may I have more mochi balls?
Oh no! 我会让印尼人写在这副的教教.
That sounds like you were rapping.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to write. 因此以后我们不是能上手的，而且还能够对他们，是他们在我们的身体上，
You better
我们
never
成
let
长。
it go.
Yeah.
Only get one shot.
I'm not telling anybody what that means. If my pronunciation is bad, that's because it's way out of practice. If you want to contact me and help me not suck at Chinese, I would like to be able to communicate with our future overlords.
That is true. That part is true.
Okay, come on. You got to be able to translate like one of your one-liners into Spanish.
I've never thought about it before. It
Right.
would take me way too long. It wouldn't be good podcast material.
What's a good one-liner
A good one-liner?
that you have?
Oh.
What's one of your favorite? Maybe we can translate it together.
Oh, I don't even know what I consider to be a good one-liner of mine.
Uh-oh.
I used to be a comedian. This is why. Oh, no, I don't know. On the spot, I'm so bad at that. Apparently, one of the jokes that I thought that I had come up with on my own was in Finding Nemo. Did I ever tell you that?
No.
I had subliminally internalized a Finding Nemo joke, and I was telling Amy, I was like, I thought of this, and she was like, no, you didn't.
And this was before you had the kid, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I hadn't watched Finding Nemo in forever, but we watched a lot when I was a kid. I still wheeze a little bit because of the post-COVID symptoms. It sucks. I had 2 inhalers for like a month and a half.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I thought I had it like last night and this morning, so I took a test and it was negative. But I'm pretty sure I'm immune to it. It's just
They say that they say that having had it is just as good as vaccines now. Don't quote me on that.
like I've never tested positive. There's just been like periods where it's like, oh, my cough is worse than normal. I feel kind of tired and sore. And then like the next day it's like, okay. So
Yeah, that's as bad as it gets.
yeah.
It might be
Until you're on like multiple inhalers and yeah.
I didn't have bad COVID, but then I had that stuff happen. I mowed the lawn, kicked up a bunch of dust, and then I was just wheezing and coughing for like forever.
I'm almost fresh cut grass is like one of the only things that I'm like severely allergic to.
I can see that. Yeah, I kicked up a bunch of weeds and dust and all this shit. And I smoked some like cigarettes and like if a house was on fire, I'd run by that. Just be like, oh, is that asbestos? Let me get a hit.
If there's a crematorium having a wake.
I got high off of my cousin.
He did do a lot of drugs.
That might be real. If somebody was severely intoxicated on something at the time, and it was like all through their bloodstream, if somebody like overdosed on just like way too much of a drug? You think if you inhaled their cremated?
No, like because like chemically that wouldn't work, but that doesn't destroy all hope, because I think there might be a chance if you were to like compress all of their matter into tablets, right? Like just preserve them in that state. Without the actually the formaldehyde might make it better. Just
I was gonna say formaldehyde.
That's a key ingredient in a lot of my favorite drugs. Like if you compress that into a pill form, eat that. Yeah, that might get you high. But if you're just smoking the ashes, or like, yeah, no, it's science and shit. That's every time you yawn, I'm like, oh.
I'm not meaning to. It's just happening.
Yeah.
I got hit in the jaw playing basketball the other day too.
I bet you deserved it.
No, the guy was running out of bounds and just threw the ball, but also swung his arm back and cracked me in the jaw. I thought I was broken. He's a big dude.
So he was gunning for you, is what you're saying. They
lost. I've been on a tear. I've been playing pretty well lately.
That's why he was gunning for you.
I might have a mixtape out soon.
Yeah.
Might be on Ball's Life.
Big Mike's like he's taking some shots and they're landing. I gotta take my shot. was that like a hair commercial for Ambien?
No, sometimes you gotta cut the yawn in half. So
yeah. It's like physically cut it.
I really do. I think my hair was in my face until I ate that pizza, and then I was running my fingers through it. I think I do have some thin crust Dominoes in my hair right now. And cookie dough.
So, yeah, thanks, Mike, for breaking my chair.
That was my tailbone. Oh. Actually, it looks like my butt cheeks are still in there.
I was going to say breaking it over the back of my boyfriend.
Oh.
See, that's how I know I can trust you, because, like, if we were in, like, opposite interrogation rooms, like, you wouldn't be able to, like, make shit up.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't lie about anything anymore. I think that's good. I think that's a good habit to pick up.
Exactly.
Unless it's, like small talky work related or other things like that, where people are like, what type of material do you do? And I'm like, clean.
Cardboard. Work a lot with plaster.
Yeah. I've been so domesticated lately. That's most of my stuff that's coming out.
Yeah.
I bought a weed whacker and a vacuum.
How are those not euphemisms for other things?
I bought a vacuum and a weed whacker, and that was my first two things that I bought with my paychecks from my new job. And that's lame.
Yay, success.
I know. I want to buy some cool shit like a TV. I need a TV.
I think you need to get a little closer to the mic.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, well, no, I'll turn up the gain, too. I don't know. I'm going to do my best to edit this in post, but the audio's been a disaster this whole time just because I'm,
Oh, yeah. Well, I would have stayed up on it, but you said I didn't really need to as much, so I hadn't been focusing on it.
Yeah.
I am not being professional and having it right here.
This isn't a very professional show. This is a show that is devoted to freedom and expression and things that, people like to talk about and listen to and be yelled at about.
That's a Bob Dylan 2022 song.
Oh, you've heard that one before. You were the twinkle in a man's eye.
Yeah.
Why is it never the twinkle in a woman's eye?
That's a tear. A twinkle in a man's eye and the tear in a woman's eye show up at the same time.
Yeah, they always say history is written by the victors, which means psychopaths.
Statements are written by the victims.
Right. There you go. Yeah. And journals are written by people who don't interact with society at all.
Yep. I'm glad you guys got the Wii popping. I gave our Wii away to my nieces and nephews. I gave the nieces and nephews my Wii.
Maybe that's where I got it, because me and my grandma found it at a thrift store a couple years ago for $25. Like the whole set. Yeah. Damn. The whole set and a bunch of games for $25.
We should have just kept it.
And my grandma was like, "Hey, do you want this?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I want it."
Well, because I'm not the type to go buy a new system or anything like that. When my TV got fried, I had an Xbox 360 and that got fried too.
Oh shit.
And
see, that's how you stop believing in God. Take the TV, leave the game console.
I know.
Right?
They had a Wii though, or we gave them the Wii, and they went and bought a Nintendo Switch, so they never play the Wii. I would never have bought a Nintendo Switch, so I would be using the Wii.
As a Cherokee, it's okay for you to be an Indian giver in that instance.
You have to use every part of the Nintendo Buffalo.
Well, no, but I'm also part Jewish, so you have to be strategic about how you request the return of said items.
True.
Right? So basically your step is to say, "Oh man, sucks. I lost my 360. That really sucks."
Yeah. God,
What are you guys playing on the Wii these days?
I know. I know. But I think I use that as a cop-out for a Christmas present or something like that.
Just re-gifting opportunities.
Yeah, something that I had for a long time, but that sucks. I was playing a lot of NBA basketball on the 360. That's what I was doing while I was feeding the baby. I would have the controller and feed the baby.
See, now you can be fit with virtual reality and feed the baby.
Oh, you said you got a VR setup too?
Oh yeah, no, I got a Oculus Quest. I mean, it's in the box, so I don't know why you pointed at it.
Actually,
look at that box. Isn't that impressive?
I had an LG cell phone. I forget what it was even called, but so when I worked at T-Mobile, I would switch every time there was a promotion that would give you cool free shit. And when I switched to the LG, it gave me a mini beam projector. So I still use that. It only does 720, but we'll use it in the living room. And we'll put it way far away, so it's a little bit blurry still, but it's still a giant picture.
Mini beam projector.
Yeah, so it gave me a projector as a promotion for the phone.
Interesting.
And then when I switched to this Samsung, they gave me the headset VR, that they have for cell phones.
The Samsung, yeah.
And then you slap the phone VR. With freaking
that's
magnifying glasses.
Dude, I have a box full of old circa 2017 varieties of Google Cardboard headsets that because I've been waiting for VR since I was in elementary school. Because I saw War Games and Tron, and I was just yeah, I want to create other realities. And so as soon as it's hey, put your phone in a box, I'm like, fuck yeah, how do I make stuff? And so
I was describing this to Amy the other day. I saw something. It was this guy had done. I don't know if he had just a GoPro strapped to his chest or what, but I think it was in kind of a fisheye. So he recorded his whole year. He had it on his chest the whole year. And so then he
Cyborg project
was creating a time machine, and so now he's doing a VR, and it's you put the VR on. I guess it's specifically just for him, and you go in and he can turn the dials and be what day during the past year do I want to return in time to or whatever. It's a pretty cool idea, but just conceptually.
Me and Billy Rain were just talking about this last week when he came on. Going down that rabbit hole, and I told him about the perceptual feedback loop where you have somebody with a GoPro like fucking you, and that's streaming into your VR headset.
Yeah, that stuff's crazy. I could talk about that for forever. Yeah, how they actually like have concepts for time machines and stuff like that like would work if we didn't have to use all the power that Earth could provide to power it, you know?
Right. Well, just like the Albuquerque transwarp drive. Sounds sexy. But
Transwarp drive could be a sick ass band name.
Hell yeah! I got synthesizers. I'm down. All right, Mike. Shave the mustache. Start taking some hormones. We're doing this. You're gonna be the bass player.
I used to play a little bit of Pie Nanny, but it's about as good as my Spanish still is.
A little panini. I played a little panini, a little flat grill. Used to play some lemon zest.
I used to make some flatbreads at Subway.
Wow, now that's like some Miles Davis type shit.
Miles Davis. Oh yeah, we were just talking about jazz the other day too.
Shredded lettuce.
My jazz history class was so sad. Our teacher looked just like Winnie the Pooh and sounded like Winnie the Pooh. And there were so many people that were mean to him for no reason. Like there were kids that were just like texting, not giving a shit.
Oh. You know, I have an answer for that.
What is this? Oh, Winnie the Pooh.
No, look at it. If you've never read that book, you have to take it and read it.
Okay.
It's very appropriate.
I've been thinking of, since I'm such an angry guy, I should get into some more stuff like this.
It's not even stuff to get. Here, why don't you read an excerpt, Mr. Byrd?
What's that? Pooh interrupted. What's that? I asked. What you just said, the Confucianist. Desiccated scholar. I can't. I'm not a strong out loud reader. Oh yeah, I wouldn't do a good enough job.
It's the perfect book for you to read, though. Hey.
Oh, here's the end of a chapter.
Okay.
So there, I know something that a rabbit doesn't know, said Piglet. Oh, what's that? I asked. Well, I can't remember what it's called, but... Oh, yes, that's what's coming up next, I said. Oh, what is it called? Said Piglet, tapping his foot. Well, let's see. Yes, he's nothing burger. I keep picking bad pieces.
Here, maybe read the back of the book cover and get a synopsis of what it's about.
The How of Pooh, the Tao of Pooh. Is it Tao?
Tao.
Tao?
Yeah, it's Taoism. Yeah.
The Tao of Pooh, in which it is revealed that one of the world's greatest Taoist masters isn't Chinese or a venerable philosopher, but is in fact none other than effortlessly calm, still reflective bear, A.A. Milne's Winnie the Pooh.
Cheers.
Sweet, I'll check it out.
But you got to read it. It's a quick read, and the funny thing about that book is that those copies propagate, right? It's like the Bible only started with a few copies, right? Before there was a printing press, but somehow, propagated. Like this book, I've had close to 10 copies of it just gifted to me. People
and goes.
Well, people read them and are like, you got to read this, and then they just circulate by that. It's like, I got trash books that I could give you that nobody wants to read, and I'm just too feel too guilty about burning books to get rid of.
because that's not a hole you want to go down to.
Oh,
Not this kind of hole. This is a magical.
This is the important part I should have read. While Eeyore frets and Piglet hesitates and Rabbit calculates and Owl pontificates, Pooh just is.
There you go.
Pooh doesn't have his shirt on.
Yeah, no, I mean, and
was Pooh shirtless originally? A shirtless Pooh, a piece of shirt.
I don't think he cares about it. That's kind of the point, you know. It's like, why do cartoon animals that wear short shirts on the top and no bottoms not have genitals? Well, you don't care. Some people want to see those genitals, and those people go to conventions for that sort of thing. You know,
those people cut a hole in a mascot costume.
More than one hole.
They cut their own hole in somebody else's hole.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So, Mike, I just gotta ask you. I know you're a retired comedian now. Not really. He's lying. He's for hire. He needs gigs. He has a family now. Hire Mike. Seriously, dude. Like you. Ever since we met, you've just like never stopped cracking me the fuck up.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, that's all. That isn't that the root of it all, right? You just start to figure out like, oh, one of the things that I like to do is make people laugh.
Right.
Yeah, I was like Mr. One-Liner in the back of class when I was a kid. I don't know if that was your mode or.
I was non-vocal and autistic, and at the front of the class, and getting annoyed by people talking because they're distracting me from the lesson.
Yeah, you were focused. I was unfocused.
I was super fun time.
Yeah. So maybe not so much on the comparison there, but yeah. No, it's fun. God, it's so hard. It's so hard to do. And you're like, I know both of us have experienced the same thing where you're like, oh, this is surefire material. And then you go somewhere else and people are like, I don't get it. And you're like, I said it the same way. I did the same act out, and people are like, not about it. It's freaking chasing the dragon.
But that goes for every comic ever. That's just, it's always going to be the nature of the beast. You know, like, I mean, you fucking hear Jerry Seinfeld, like I had Steve Hughes on here, like talking about the same thing. Like he was like, oh, I was at this show last week, and this bitch was just wetting her panties, just pissing and falling out of the chair, and then I go to this other... I'm sorry, Steve, I don't mean to insult your accent, and I'm sure it's a...
I'm trying to keep up with what you're even saying.
Yeah, and then, but he's like, yeah, in the next place I'm touring, and it's just like, why are you here?
Yeah.
Why are you... Why? It's like, and his point was like, I thought was so great. He's like, sometimes boring cunts get together and go out on the town at the same time. And he was like, and you can tell when they come out in groups because you'll be standing off waiting to get on stage. And they're not saying anything to each other. Like, they're not conversing amongst each other. They're just boring cunts that are just sitting like, oh, it's nice to be out.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the probably like in the first 5 times that I'd ever been like the headliner or whatever, you know, the last comic in a lineup of 7 or whatever like we do around here. And I was at like I think the place that Chris used to run, the Watermans, when we did a show there, and there was some ladies that came in and sat in the front row, and like,
I was at that show.
They had notes, and I was just like, "What are you doing?" There was only like freaking 15, 20 people in the room anyway,
right.
But then they were like, "Oh, like y'all should do this, and y'all should do that." I'm like, "Shut the fuck up."
Well, no, you should have been like, "Okay, I'll take notes. I'll take notes from you if you will offer me something in exchange," right? Because I've already given you something.
Yeah.
In exchange for something, right? You paid $5 to come see our shitty showcase, and I delivered the best that I could.
Yeah, and it's like, and you showed up with your freaking jungle-themed suit on or whatever.
Right, and you showed up with the expectations of getting hammered on a Tuesday afternoon with, like, nobody around. And so, maybe our expectations didn't meet each other's expectations. But that doesn't mean you get to demand more of me to make your experience better. That doesn't mean that our transaction's done. Doesn't mean we can't exchange more, right? Okay, hey, buy me a drink. I'll tell you about why I suck and tell you how I'm working on it. How about that?
Yeah, that's like, some people think that they're helping whenever they do stuff like that. Like,
Sometimes they are, but most of the time no.
I think about this a lot. My friend had a hookup at a place, and we did paddleboarding, and it was like in the intercoastal waterway, so there's like a tide, and we didn't get very far because it was like pushing us back. And like, if you ever done stand-up paddleboarding, it's so freaking hard.
No.
So you're like,
I've been in moving water before.
Yeah,
I
grasp the concept.
I've been caught in a riptide.
So we're like going under the bridge, and we're trying to like paddle to get back up to the dock, and these two like big muscly jack guys like are walking across the bridge, and I'll never forget, the guy like yells down, he's like, to me, he's like, paddle harder, fat tits.
Okay, see, now I'm aroused.
Yeah, and I was just like, of course, furious, because I'm just like, I have my shirt off, and I'm like working my ass off and getting nowhere, and then I'm getting berated by this douche. And I thought about it a lot of times, and I was like, you know what? I bet in some sick, perverse way, if you asked that guy, like, what he thought that was about, he wouldn't be like, I wasn't being mean. He would be like, like, I just want, that guy needs some tough love to get in better shape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, people always fucking frame shit to make it look like they're the ones that are, like, you know, on the right side.
Dude, that's like every conversation I have with somebody that can actually realize that I'm trans. Like, didn't know me
like
before,
fucking...
or just a rando in a bar, and it's like, I'm just like doing my thing. Like, most people are, I don't think about who's guessing or checking, or, you know, it's like not even on the radar, but there'll be someone like, well, you know, you look almost like a woman.
Like that fucking idiot girl that was like...
Yeah, you were there for that. You were there. Yeah, and then she was like kissing on my face and shit. And then, but what's so great about that? I'm like, you saw me look over and like, I don't know, should I fuck her? Like, I think she's got gonorrhea. but then like, okay, whatever. And like, I don't know. I'm like, women insult me like low key under the radar. Like, I don't understand what people are insulting me because never mind. But the short end of that stick is that I was doing karaoke with Zach later that night, and I was coming out of the bathroom, and she's like rushing past me with a guy, like a meathead jock looking guy behind her, like, no, and she's like, like, just like trying not to like throw up all over. And I'm just like, and then I got up and I sang Rick James on karaoke night, and everybody danced, and then I partied the night away.
A full freak-a-leak.
Yeah. Moral of the story is, like, don't ever think you're cooler than somebody else.
Yeah, people, I don't know. Especially open mic and stuff like that, it's like the opportunity is available to you. Like, if you have notes, if you have ideas, you can do what we have done, which is to get up there and try it.
Right. Yeah.
Which people do that all the time, which I wish that we, I don't know. I feel like we have a really decent lineup at the mic most of the time, good enough to where it's like, these people should not think that it. Maybe
like on
I don't know. I
Thursday
see
night?
both sides of it. Because I guess the logic that I'm using is that like people are seeing the mic, and when people do bad, they're like, I could do that. Yeah. But it's also like when someone does well, people think that too. They're like, that seems easy.
Well, okay. So that's the difference between, like, you know, because I've been a musician like on stage for, you know, about 30 years at this point, and that's That's the thing. Like when you get off stage after you played instruments, it's either you guys are great or you guys sucked. Or why didn't you play more Skinnerd? That's about the gamut of it. Unless there's a musician in the crowd. Other than that, it's just liked it, hated it, or like they didn't stick around. But the reason that people don't comment on musicianship is because they're not fucking musicians. They don't like you do all of this, and it's just like, whoa, how do you do that? And I was like, I don't know, practice, just do it a lot.
It's a lot for me to explain right now. Yeah.
But when it comes to like comedy, it's like, oh, they're just talking. I talk all the time.
I made people laugh before.
Yeah. I whipped my dick out at a wedding reception, and I killed.
Yeah, Bobby Lee.
I drank for free.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Even though it was a dry wedding. Pentecostal. There was one too many snakes that night.
Yeah, I
feel so violent tonight, Mike.
Yeah, that's I don't know. My brain just does free association, so it's hard for me to stay on any one idea for too long. But yeah, that was the thing that really, the writing part of it, that started to make me like enjoy doing it again. Because like you go up there and at a certain point you're just like, I'm throwing the same ideas at the wall. And then I met John, and John's like, oh no, there's like all these like ideas of like how you can write jokes, and getting into that side of it has like made it a lot more fun. But then it kind of takes away like ideas will just come to me, and it makes it feel like, I should be writing more.
Right.
Once you get into that mode where you're like, you actually have to be like working on this muscle instead of just being like, I'm funny, life will bring me ideas.
That's interesting. Like that's actually, I've been dealing with that. You hit the nail on the head. Because I've been doing it spontaneously until I started using formulas and designating writing time, and then once I started doing that, it's like, okay, I want to write about this. Half hour. I got like 5 minutes. Maybe 3 of it's good. Maybe 2 of it's good. But like, and it's like assembly line. And it makes it way easier, but
then you
before
just
that,
fat,
but before that, all of my like the material that is, by the way, I you're talking about headlining spots. I'm supposed to do my first 45 next month, so I'm gonna ask you the same question that I've been asking all of my guests for the past month, like. The bulk of that material that I'm doing for that 45 is acoustic strap, and that's there we go, a lot less ringy.
I didn't even notice that until you took it away.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that is quieter.
Yeah, and we're all low-seekers. But yeah, no, that's an interesting thing. I'm glad I'm not the only person that's experienced that. Like, freeform is like fully formed jokes, just coming down in a pink beam, a la Philip K. Dick. Like, was that angels or aliens or my dead grandma? Like, did somebody just beam this joke into my head and it's fucking hilarious? And you write it down, and you go and take it on stage, and it kills over and over and over and over, and it's just like a solid fucking joke. You don't have to, that's, I've written a lot of jokes like that, and I don't, I'm not a religious person, but,
Yeah, it's the collective unconscious, or
right, yeah, the Jungian, collective subconscious, but I've been milking that field since I was a kid, so it's like, I'll put on my snorkeling gear and dive into that abyss of milky white.
See, but I feel like the two things can kind of meet together because, like, you get an idea like that, and now you have more of the tools in your toolbox to be like, okay.
Again, you're making me aroused. Like.
Well, you have like I have this concept, and now I know how to make it, like how to punch it up. Like punching it up, people are like, I feel like punching it up before, like if I look at something that got like a little bit of a laugh, I would be like, I have no idea how to make this get more of a laugh.
Right.
Until I like started to not figure some of this stuff out, learn from people who know what's going on.
Right.
But yeah, the mix of the two is where you start to get like, okay, now I have a premise. I can talk about the beginning of that premise, which just kind of came to me, and then I can get to actual punchlines. And that comes from learning the structure, fucking listing, and all that type of stuff.
What? See, like, yeah, that's a different thing that I was thinking of, because maybe I misunderstood you, and correct me if I'm wrong, and we're gonna get really nerdy for a second, because comedy, it's really funny. Comedy. It's supposed to be. Yeah, you were supposed to be my fucking musical backup. You're supposed to be my guest. Calm, as in CALM.
Palm.
OD. No, Palmedy is just your mom. I was gonna say that. I was gonna say your mom on a Sunday afternoon, but that's fistity.
Fistity.
No, like, but so like there's the spontaneity of joke writing, like, oh, from some external force, this, I got this joke and it's a holy relic, and then we bring that to the stage. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, I can build holy relics? I don't need Prometheus to, like, teach me how to forge iron, Like, I can make it myself, and I can mix it with other shit, and, and like you were saying, like, all of a sudden it feels like work rather than just that, Thomas Edison face, like...
Yeah, I feel like
getting punched by Tesla.
CK just had something that he said on Rogan, and he was saying when he brings things that he knows are gonna be good bits to the stage, sometimes they bomb immediately, and it like makes him write on it more. And he's like, "Oh, that just bombed. It got nothing from everybody. People hated it." It's like, okay, that's something that I can like keep working on, and I'll put more into it than something that was like immediately funny to other people. But like I have a lot of those premises where I'm like, I just want to keep saying that until I figure out how to make it funny for people, because I like this idea and I don't know why it's not hitting yet, but it's driving me crazy. And like every so often I'll just throw it back in there again. I'm like, what do I need to tie this to? Is it another premise? Does it need to be in a bigger category? I was texting with John about something like that. He was like, oh, I have this idea that I like, but it fell flat to begin with. And I'm like, oh, I could see that being like an example of something else. And like the rule of three, you're like, all right, maybe that's the third thing. Like it wasn't like a killer setup punchline by itself, but it's almost like you say the setup and the punchline as a punchline to a bigger joke. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like just like tie it together. Stuff like that works out too.
Sometimes you're playing Lincoln Logs. Sometimes you're building a Russian space station.
Yeah, that's why I like having everything in this. I want to get rid of it because it's like freaking $7 a month for no damn reason when Google offers something similar. But I have an old crappy laptop, so I can't type on Google Docs all that well.
What the fuck?
It flashes. I have a MacBook 2013, and I'm like typing, and it's like freaking epilepsy bait. And
fuck you, Apple.
And so, but anyway, yeah. Oh, that's all that is to say. Like having all the material in one giant file. Like I'll write a joke at the very bottom, and I'm like, wait a minute, I think I've written something similar about that. And you could do a freaking Control F basically, and search through all of it and be like, what else did I write with that? And then just be like,
Right.
Then you have a longer thing.
Yeah,
so.
I started going to the Google Docs after
I
had to switch phones, and like the Notepad app that I was using didn't store all of my shit on the cloud, and but I don't know, like. Do you find yourself less excited like once once you know what the trick is, right? It's like when a magician knows how to make the Statue of Liberty disappear. Does he see someone pull a rabbit out of a hat and be like, "Hey, fuck you, loser"?
No, I think all that's tied into just like how much you enjoy the process of it, I guess. Because that was what I was really starting to get into, like, before I kind of had to dial everything back, was like, come to, the first mic of the week with just a straight up premise, then like chisel that a little bit down the second day. Then by like the third mic, I might have a couple of things out of that 5 minutes that I can like drop into my, like 20 or whatever.
So that's how you were doing it for a while, but you're not doing the four mics a week now.
Yeah, so right now my thing is kind of like bring new stuff to try out between other stuff that I've tried a little bit more and finish with something that has been tried slightly more than that, or is an old one that just does well. Because I'm not going to go up there and not like get something. So, like, right now, all the stuff that I'm, like, filming and getting, like, I have a lot of clips that I haven't posted. I don't know why. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Dude, send me some shit. I'll help you out with it.
Yeah, I need to, it's just, like, phone on a tripod at the back of the club, so the audio's not the best in the world.
Dude, like, your new material is really fucking good.
Yeah, I like the premises. I need to, like, I think I'm kind of chasing, like, whenever you first start out, you're like, I just want to get a couple of laughs. And then you're like, all right, that's a joke that gets a couple of laughs. Good enough. But now I have these things that I'm just like, oh, okay, I like this idea, and I think it could, like, kill. So, like, I don't know, the last 20 that I did was up in Durham, and it was probably closer to 30. And it went really well, but I had some stuff in there that's kind of old, and I'm like, all right, I'm pretty much ready to take this stuff and like replace it with some of the new stuff that I've done.
Isn't that so hard? Like the last time I tried to pull some like old stuff out of the band and do it. To be fair, it was in front of 4 people in a cheesesteak bar.
Right.
It's like. But I've never done this during a paid gig, and I felt so bad. But I was like halfway through one of those old jokes, and I was like, fuck that. I don't want to talk about that anymore.
I know. It doesn't like pop on the delivery for it as much, which is like one of the most impressive things now that I like kind of know how the sausage is made a little bit more.
Ew.
For watching comedians and being like, I have actually a really cool book. I will finish it, and if you'd like it, I'd trade it out with you.
Okay.
It's Seinfeld's material for every like era. So it's like 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Is that is this something?
Is this something? Yeah. So I've been reading that.
Oh, I would
and I've been rewatching Seinfeld just like in the morning since my Xbox has been broken. And he does the jokes, and I've seen his specials from like, recently and stuff like that. He does the jokes the same, with the same delivery.
Oh, yeah.
Like, same expressions, like, delivering them the same way. And it's like, dude, the jokes that I, like, wrote originally, I'm like, I don't, like, care to do them as, enthusiastically.
Well, maybe Seinfeld's on the spectrum like I am, because, like, all of my material, like, once I have it locked in a way that gets the responses and feels right for me, like, yeah, I mean, we've done a bunch of shows together. You haven't noticed, like, it's like verbatim, like tone, inflection, rhythm, and everything, and it's but it's not me like I'm not trying to do it that way, like I'm in the moment, right? But
Yeah.
it's just I'm trying to work more on the illusion of, like, the audience not knowing that, maybe I thought of these things before.
Yeah. My only thing with that is, like, as I've gotten better at, like, memorizing the order of my set, like, the jokes are a little bit looser on how I have them worded, but I still have the ideas. But my thing is, like, doing everything verbatim, it, like, doesn't leave as much room to, like, respond at how the audience might be, like, giving you feedback on it in the moment.
For most of the time, like, I wish that the entire audience was dying in front of my eyes. Like, I kind of, people talk about imagining them all being naked to deal with your stage fright. It's like, I just imagine that somebody dumped napalm on them, like about 5 minutes into my set. Yeah. And, that way they're all like, ah! And in my mind, I'm killing.
Yeah, killing. Literally.
Killing, yeah. All right.
Yeah, well, that's the whole feedback loop of it all is one of the most interesting things to me lately.
I got to tell you, like, my other retired comedian friend who'd been doing about the same amount of time as you in New York. He has this joke. I've offered to even buy it from him. Yes, comedians buy jokes, especially if they go around saying, like, hey, check out this joke. That's brilliant. When have you said it? Like, what's the response? Oh, well, no, I'm not gonna say that on stage. And it's like, why the fuck did you tell me the joke?
Yeah, right. Or like if we have a conversation, you're having a conversation with another comic and like something comes out of it and you're like, oh, that's a bit. And I'm like, I want that. Do you want that?
Right.
Nah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll be like $5 for that bit. Like, it's never come to that, like, but the same friend, shout out to Laser, of Queens, New York. Yeah, he gave me one joke for free when I was starting off because he was like, I can't do it. Like, it'll go with your style because you're more disarming. Right? Like, I'm too much of a bitter cis white straight, like, pissed off, like, New Yorker that everybody's, hey, you ever meet somebody you just want to punch them in the face? Yeah, me too. That's why I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
but like, the one he gave me that he hasn't done on stage, and I'm trying to buy it from him, and yeah, maybe I shouldn't say it on a fucking show, should I? It's probably not a good idea. Huh?
I said I would probably keep it, like, as in, for this, anybody that would be wanting to watch at a show.
Yeah, nobody's watching this far. So yeah, he had the saying, we're just like, yeah, when I started doing comedy, I was really nervous getting up on stage. So I imagined that everybody in the audience had cancer. But then the erections were getting in the way, so I started thinking that they were naked.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know. That $5 still out there for you, ladies.
Venmo.
OnlyFans.
PayPal. Send the money to Elon.
Send it straight to Elon's hair plugs at elonmuskhairplugs.com/fuck you. Thank you so much, Mike Byrd, for coming on here and shooting the shit and, like, flying the wave. Here we go. Yes, that is the dance. That's the only dance that I know how to do. And I'm not a fat guy, but I go out in my goth boots, listening to Frontline Assembly with all the smoke machines and the strobe lights, and I do this. No, I love it. Like, where'd you first see that?
I don't know. It feels like something that Bugs Bunny would have done.
Right, yeah, Don Ho or something.
Yeah.
All right, you got anything to plug? Shows coming up?
No, I just got the North Carolina Comedy Festival. My show is on Tuesday, and then we'll see from there. Hopefully getting up some places around town soon. I don't know. My schedule's kind of up in the air.
I'm gonna start doing a bunch of shows, and Mike Byrd's my first pick all the time, cause he's an awesome human being. Love him so much, and he's fucking hilarious. And he's gonna come out of retirement, and he's gonna throw his baby, he's gonna bring his baby up on stage just to be fucking hilarious.